Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 3rd, 2015. What's going on? How are ya? How are you? Can you believe it's already August 3rd? Where is the summer going? No need to fret, everyone, because now that we are in the golden age of global warming, you know, right before all the bad shit happens, the great thing is summer goes right through to like October at this point. So there's still time to get your beach body. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what really helps with you ever just get depressed at how quickly life is going by, how quickly time is going by? You know what really helps that is if you're working towards something. I swear to God, not trying to get all fucking goofy here in self-help. I'm actually excited for August to end, to get right through this month, because I know where I'm going to be. Because I've been working out. Today, I stepped on the scale, and my goal was to go from 180 to 177. Drop my 3 pounds for the fucking week. I go to the gym every day. It's just become part of my life. And if you don't want to be a fatty, well, you go to the gym every day, you cunt. Woo! I got on the scale, ba-boop-la-boop, when I got out of bed. No, I got on the scale this morning, and I weighed in at 176.4, or .4, as some people say in Massachusetts, or basically the New England area. 176.4. 6 ounces to spare. Pretty psyched about that. What I did this week was I just kept eating the exact same way that I've been eating, which is as perfect as I know how to eat. You know, there's only so much you can read about nutrition. You know, about good carbohydrate, good fats, bad fats, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, fucking glycerin, whatever the fuck it is. I just glucose and all that shit. I just shut up. All right, with your words. You know, I those fucking words don't excite me. They don't make me go, oh, what's the next sentence going to read? I got to figure out how to get excited about reading about nutrition. You know, I just can't. I cannot get into reading about nuts and berries. You know what I mean? There's no car chase. There's no titties. There's no classic lines, no shiny suits. There's nothing. What is there for me? You know, it's like sitting through some fucking movie, you know, you didn't want to see, but you fucked up in your relationship, so you're trying to repair it. So you're like, all right, I'll fucking, oh yeah, let's go see this movie. What is it called? What is it called? 7 Suppers in September. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking about. Dinner dates, divine, whatever the fuck it's going to be. Anyways, but I switched up the cardio this week. I went to the gym and I skipped rope a couple of times. So it was a different kind of cardio. So my body's still like, hey, whoa, what the fuck's going on? You know, because I overheard somebody say you're supposed to confuse your body every 3 to 6 weeks. So I did that. It's working for me. It's working for me. Oh boy. And I'm psyched that I'm losing weight, but this is the time, because I'm recording this on Sunday night. And it's about, 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know what the fuck time it is. And this is the time of night where I usually crack open a cold one. And I'm not. I'm 28 days in. 29 when you hear this. And, so now I'm not craving alcohol. I don't give a fuck about it. I mean, I give a shit, but, I'm not I'm used to my new lifestyle. You know? This is it. Just wide awake. All fucking brain cells straight in a line, all counted for. Jesus Christ, I'm bored shitless. Fucking bored shitless. But I am working towards a few things. I took my first auto rotation, advanced auto rotation class, and I fucking loved it. And I felt like I got 30% better at them in one lesson. And I'm just going to keep taking those fucking things until I can simulate a engine failure and land it essentially in a parking spot. And once I do that, then I'm going to feel like, all right, now I feel comfortable to fly around, take some passengers and that type of shit. That's what you do. You don't get your license and then go, well, I passed the fucking test. Let me just fly around and hope nothing happens. That's not what you do. You keep going. You keep learning. Keep trying. Fuck! 28 days in. 72 days. 72 minus 28. That's 52 minus 8. 44. 44 days to go. I'm rapidly approaching the halfway point, which is 36 days. What's 28 and 7? 35. Shit. I was hoping next week I was going to be at the halfway point. Who's kidding who, people? I'm going to come off. I'm going to drop about 20 pounds, and I am going to come off this stretch of no boozing, and I'm going to put on at least 30 pounds just to booze weight. Forget about all the dumb food choices I'm going to make when I'm hammered. Oh, Jesus. So anyways, 176.4. There you go. So all I got to do is lose 2.4 this week. I don't give a fuck. I just got to plow through this fucking week, you know? Because then I'll be down to 174, and then it gets exciting, right? Then you start getting into the low 170s, and that's basically, you know, that's where, you know, in my business, I could go out and get a headshot and maybe book a Cheerios commercial. That's an exciting weight to be at. You know what I mean? You can sit there and laugh. Those Toasted O's commercials, they fucking pay. I did one a long time ago. I think it's up on YouTube. If you search for it, search old Billy Redface, Toasted O's. No, I'm kidding. I never did one of those. But I was in a honeycomb commercial when I was just a kid. Honeycomb's big. Yeah. It's not small. No, I wasn't in that shit either. Anyways, let's get on with the podcast here. So, that's the deal. Trying to get in shape. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a young fella anymore. And if anything tells me that is when fucking, you know, heroes of mine from when I was a kid die in their sleep. Fucking devastating news of Roddy Piper passing away this week, man. I couldn't believe he was fucking 61. I couldn't believe he was that old. And I also was thinking, like, that's 14 years away from me. And in 14 years, you can die in your sleep. Like, that can happen. And everybody's okay with that, you know? Like, oh, you know, I'm not okay with it. I mean, they missed the guy and shit, but... Anyways, so... Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. Thank you for all the fucking laughs. Piper's Pit, man. That was the best. Just when they think they know the answers, I change the questions. I got to meet him a couple of times when I was down in the Comedy Store. And I had a chance to hang out with him one time, and I didn't because he was that big a deal for me. And I didn't want to know him too well because he was such a big fucking deal. That's when, I'm telling you, before The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, which was definitely a golden age. And I think The Rock is the best guy ever on the mic other than fucking Ric Flair. That's what my own personal opinion, whatever. But before the golden age of The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind, who's the guy? What the fuck was he called? I just know what The Rock used to call him. He used to call him the Red, you know what. What was his name? I forget. Anyways, in the 80s, was it Kane? Something like that. I can't fucking remember. Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter, Mr. Wonderful, Jimmy Superfly Snooker. I used to watch all of that shit. Larry Zbyszko, Tony Gurria, Ted DiBiase, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Ivan Putski, Pat Patterson. Who else? The end of Bruno Sammartino, and there was a redheaded fella there who had the belt. What the fuck was his name? Bob Backlund. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, the Iron Sheik, George the Animal Steel, the fucking Moondogs, Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito, the Wild Samoans, Captain Lou Albano, Freddie Blassie, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. I used to watch that shit every fucking week. I loved it. And one of the biggest parts, when fucking Roddy Piper came on the scene, it was like, who the fuck is this guy? Came out in that kilt, and from day one was talking. She was one of those guys. He showed up and he was a star, it seemed. Like, just overnight. He was so good you couldn't remember wrestling without him, man. And I can't believe that, man. 61 years old. He looked great, too, when I saw him. Fucking looked great. It's terrifying. I mean, I'm getting to that age where that gets terrifying. Like, how old was he? What the fuck? So, anyways. Yes, I mean, it's starting to make me feel old. So I feel good that I'm actually working towards some shit. So, old Billy fucking 20 Hobbies here. So I'm working on those auto rotations, and I actually started taking drum lessons again because I'm sick of fucking flailing around the kit and you know, I always admired guys that had that fucking flawless technique. And I think seeing Keith Carlock when he played with Steely Dan and just watching obviously, no matter how much technique I have, I'm never going to play like that guy. But just watching him just effortlessly go around the kit, and the sticks are doing the work. He's just guiding it with his hands. It's just fucking. It's really some drum geek shit, but it's fucking unreal. And having said that, does anybody know who was Jim Croce's drummer? Does anybody have any idea? I'm trying to figure out who played on that "Working at the Car Wash Blues," which is really, you know, it's kind of a corny fucking song. Who's kidding who? But the drums on it are the shit. I love the drums on that fucking song, and I finally figured out that little fucking. I'll play a little something for you here. There's this little fucking press roll that the guy does in the beginning. I'll show you. Where the hell is it? Come on. Oh, here we go. There it is. Coming up right now. Right here. Oh, I fucking love that. And 2, 3, and 1. I've been sitting in my fucking, just like the fucking Rain Man, trying to figure that thing out. And I started taking lessons, and my teacher helped me out with the shit. I'm psyched. So I suck at it, but I know physically how to do it. So you just sit there and you do it a million times. Who knows? Maybe I'll bust that song out at the comedy jam. Little Jim Croce. God damn it, that guy's got some depressing songs. Huh? New York's not my home. And I learned a lot of lessons, and they were not the nice kind. All the shit he sings about, fucking sleeping in a doorway, getting mugged, having to call his parents. That New York's not my home. I just started singing that. Don't you know that I gotta get out of here? I'm so alone. Don't you know that I gotta get out of here? Because New York's not my home. Thank God I never knew that song existed when I first moved to New York and was eating my balls at the old Boston Comedy Club. I would have gone home crying. That was that early 70s shit. They were not about bringing people up. They were just like, nope, sit in it. Sit in that depression. You know, he's got I Got a Name. You know, like the pine trees lining the winding road. I got a name. I got a name. So half the song doesn't make any sense. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad. I got a name. Neither one of those animals has a name unless it's a pet. Other than that, it's just called what it is. That'd be like if your name was Human Being, right? You know, maybe I should just sit back and enjoy this song. I don't fucking know, but I just, you know. And I carry it with me like my daddy did. And even then it gets sad. But I'm living the dream that he couldn't give. What did that mean? He drank away his paycheck every week. It was just fucking good Lord. Guy's putting out #1 songs, and he's all fucking sad. Reminds me of the Seattle guy there, right? With the page boy haircut. He was a saddie too. He had all these great fucking albums. He didn't like it here. Anyways, what am I doing? What am I talking about here? There's something I wanted to talk about. Oh, so my wife, for whatever fucking reason, absolutely loves that show, that American Greed. And she watches like 3 of those episodes every fucking night before we go to bed. And I always end up falling asleep because it's the same fucking story over and over again. You know? It's the same thing. The guy starts up a fucking business. He dressing the part. He's faking it till you make it. He gets a bunch of investors. He hands out fake spreadsheets. And you got these fucking innocent people just going like, you know, oh, yeah, I saw the returns and I was getting 30%. And I was like, whoa, this sounds like a good deal to me. Right? And then they always go, you know, there's always got some really bad metaphor. They invested in an ice cream chain, but this wasn't the flavor they were looking for. When we returned, glass in the ice cream. Ow, ow, ow. That fucking song of American Greed. I'll tell you, you know who's going to end up on fucking American Greed is that cunt who shot that lion. Everybody's talking about this dentist that went over and illegally poached this lion that was friendly with people. I love that shit. Is it friendly with people until what? It bites somebody's fucking head off? It's fucking unreal. You know what I mean? Everybody's fucking say you gas the pit bulls. You shoot a fucking lion. Everybody's like, oh, but he was nice. He was a good lion. I'm not saying it was a bad lion. I'm not saying the guy shouldn't have done it. I think everybody's missing the fucking story here. All right? Speaking of American greed, this guy paid $50,000. All right? That's just for the fuck. That's not even for his flight. To go over there and kill this fucking lion. All right? I'm not trying to stir anything up here, but how the fuck can a dentist afford to drop $50,000 to fly to Africa to shoot a fucking lion illegally? Just think of how expensive the shoes he had to buy, that he had to sneak around in. There had to be some sort of ninja wear, fucking, I'm going to shoot a protected lion wear that he had on, right? Guy dropped $50,000 on that. And now he's gone underground. They go over his house. He's got a mansion, right? And all they're talking about is this fucking lion. And I'm watching an episode of American Greed. Right? How the fuck can you afford filling fucking? How many teeth are you filling? This guy's pulling teeth. I'm telling you right now. I used to work in a dental office, right? And there was some good dentists, just like cops. There's some good cops. There's some bad cops. And I'm not talking about interrogation. I'm talking about brandishing a weapon. No, I'm talking about fucking people pulling teeth that didn't need to be pulled. Fucking doing fillings on teeth that did not need to be fucking drilled into because they bought a car beyond their own fucking needs or whatever, their financial responsibility. All right? I think this guy should be fucking taken back there. Just for the simple fact that he went to another country and did that. What do we got over here? Does the MGM still have a lion? What if somebody from Zimbabwe came over here? What about the MGM lion, right? Right as they were recording that, you're watching an MGM film. Please turn the air conditioner back on.
Back on?
Yeah, the lovely Nia, everybody. She came in. This is a studio, man. Dave Letterman had it cold. I'm having it cold. He lasted fucking 30 years on television. I want to do 30 years of podcasting.
Then make sure we have air conditioning wherever we live.
Well, what's good is the air conditioning if you're going to fucking turn it off? Listen, I'm talking about that dentist that went over to Zimbabwe. You got to go grab a mic from the closet there. No one wants to listen to this. Let me just hit pause here. Fuck it. I never hit pause. Do you know that story, Nia?
Yes.
This dentist from Minnesota. He's one of those big game hunters. You know what I mean? He's one of those fucking guys. I'm going to shoot something that people think is scary. And then I can be like, oh, I killed that shit. You know, like it went up and he fucking put it in a chokehold. It's like you didn't. You went over and you shot it. The fact that you can walk up and kill an armed man, a human being with a gun, you could fucking kill. You could do it. Even if he knew you were coming, you have a gun, he has a gun, you could do that. So now you're going up to a lion. The thing doesn't have a gun. So, I mean, how fucking difficult is that? Actually, they shot it with a crossbow. But the only reason why they shot it with a crossbow was because they were trying to disguise.
Doesn't he's gone big game hunting before, right? Like he's done it a lot.
Well, here's the thing that
I thought I saw some weirdly alarmist headline being like, you know, he's like a serial killer of animals. And it's like the way they were putting it was like, you know, this is what he does all the time. I don't know. I haven't read about it.
He's one of those guys. He doesn't seem like he kills to eat it.
Yeah, it's just for sport.
Yeah, he's one of those guys to be like, yeah, you ever hear of an alligator? I fucking shot one in the head.
And what does he put it up in his study or something like that?
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. So
what about him? He fled, right? Like he went
over to Zimbabwe. He bought like a crossbow and he fucking went into some like wildlife sanctuary. Allegedly, this lion was friendly with people. I love that shit.
Cecil the lion?
Cecil or whatever. It's friendly until it isn't. Till the one day you do something that reminds of something from its childhood and it fucking bites your head off. But it's what it's supposed to do. It's a lion.
Yeah.
It kills shit.
Yeah, of course.
So he went in and he fucking killed it, decapitated it, skinned the fucking thing. Yeah, he wants the head.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you get the head back?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
that you got to go gym bag. You got to drain it out.
They probably do it there. Like,
oh no, you know what he did? He probably
it's like taxidermy.
Well, he probably like takes the fucking just the skin from the head. You bring that back, and then you have somebody like make a like a lion skull, and then you put it over there because no one's not going to know that the skull isn't in there, right? This is the kind of shit. This is like premeditated.
I have no idea.
Wait, let me ask you this, Nia, because you're into American Greed. This guy's a dentist. He paid $50,000 to do that. Mm-hmm. Now he's gone underground. They're going by his house. He has a mansion. This guy's a dentist. He has a mansion. Yeah. He's going all these expensive fucking, going around killing all these. How does a dentist have all that fucking money?
Is he like a hoity-toity fancy dentist that like doesn't take any insurance? It's all like self-pay and it's the.
I worked in a dental office. Nobody was going on a safari, even to just look at him. Forget about just to go on a safari. How much money that is? Forget about. You're going to go over there and then sneak back later, kill a lion, butcher the fucking thing, and sneak it back.
Yeah, I don't know. He sounds very sketchy though. That's
American Greed.
That's Bill doing the theme to American Greed.
Later.
Yeah, do your best Stacy Keach impression.
Well, give me a scenario. It's always the same scenario.
It's always the same thing. It's like a Ponzi scheme, and he throws lavish parties, and he buys Ferraris and BMWs and yachts.
They called him Ferrari Mike. Dude, how many times is
Ferrari Mike?
How many times is Ludacris gonna show up in the background of one of those?
Ludacris has oddly shown up on two
episodes.
Different episodes of American Greed.
Greedy white people love Ludacris. They fucking can't get enough of him.
I don't know. It's really weird, though, how he came up twice.
It's fucking hilarious.
Not that he does business with these people, but he's like, he knows the people that did business with the person being profiled. It's like that.
Did like a private party, you know, when you're so rich you can have Ludacris rap in your living room.
I love that show.
What's that fucking
what
song?
Are you
used
doing?
To listen to that. That fucking that Missy Elliott song used to drive me up. Remember that fucking song?
Pass that Dutch.
Yeah, they'd be like, way down in Pamela, nobody paid attention, nobody gave a shit. Remember that one? That was the only good part of the song was when he came on.
You're talking about Ludacris's solo.
12 amp gators. And it's the best part. I loved it. It was inspirational. No one believed in him. And he said, fuck this. He made his own goddamn tape. And then he was selling them out of the back of the car. And then he was crushing it.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to be on Empire next season.
I didn't like the part where he started buying the gators. It's just like, no. Real estate.
Oh, I'm sure he has tons of real estate.
Not the guy he's singing about. I'm talking about the guy he's rapping about. I'm not talking about Ludacris.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ludacris.
How soon before Ludacris is on American Greed? At some point, he's got to come clean.
He's going to be on Empire. I just told you. Next season, he's going to be on Empire.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if he shows up on a third
episode of
American Greed, somebody's got to be like Ludacris. Like,
yeah, who is he hanging out with?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Look how white I am. I don't know any white guy on that show. That's pretty interesting, huh?
I'm sure you do, actually. They just haven't shown up yet. I'm sure you know or have somehow tangibly been involved with some like crazy corporate American Greed type dude, but it's just so far removed from you.
I used to do corporate gigs. I bet one of those guys went down.
Of course. Yeah.
No, but not if you donate to a fucking campaign.
No, but you're like a white guy working in show business. Like at some point you came across somebody that did some American Greed type shit. Like that's just how it goes. No?
I don't think so. I don't think they go to the funny bones and the improvs. I think when you sell out stadiums like him,
stadiums, theaters, like venues, promoters.
Dude, the last one we watched, this guy he throws a party in like Indianapolis and he has ice sculptures cut into
the Playboy of Indiana.
Yeah, cut into like fucking dollar signs.
Yeah.
And then he stood on his balcony with $100 bills and none of the money was his and just fucking did
He made it rain.
He made it rain. And like, just what I love about those, what I find them so fascinating about them is just that living in the moment and thinking like, how long do you think you're going to fucking get away with this?
Mm-hmm.
And then they do, but then it's always kind of funny, just the dumb shit they buy. But then once they actually start showing the people that lost, it's always like, you know, he was a farmer. He grew food for the country. He never sold out to corporate farmers. He had 170 grand. He gave it all to Ferrari Mike.
That's true. They have like 120
When I met him, he had a nice watch. He was well spoken. I thought he was a nice person.
Yeah, it's always like 120, 170,000. It's like their entire life savings.
Yep. And then they take it and they go, all right. And then they got the fake fucking spreadsheets and they immediately walk out the door and they go buy a watch with that. Like, you realize
they
level
take their
cycle?
money and just go spend it on themselves.
Yeah.
Those yachts, that $6 million yacht we saw on
I was surprised that was only $6 million.
I know. I didn't feel like it was really all that for $6 million. Like the deck of the core and everything. It just looked very basic to me. What?
I thought that thing would be like $40 million.
That thing? Oh.
It had 7 bedrooms with their own bathroom on a boat.
No, I know.
Where does all that shit go, Nia? That's expensive.
I don't know.
Can you turn the fucking AC back on, please?
Are you really that hot? I was freezing my ass off when I came in.
I know, you're wearing some old lady sweater.
I put a sweater on. Are you hot? Or you just want it on just because
hot, baby.
Letterman had it on? Are you actually
Yeah, no, it's warm. I'm dying in here.
Really? Okay.
I'm white, you know?
It's all that hot air.
Oh, touche. White people like the fucking cold, Nia.
I know.
We do. We're pasty. We're white like the snow, Nia. All right.
Why did you want me to come in here?
I wanted you. Well, I think there was a question that somebody wanted to fucking ask you. Where is it?
Did you talk about our beautiful day by the pool today?
No.
Oh, that was so nice.
Can we talk about fucking UFC fucking...
Yes, let's talk about 34 seconds of pure domination by Ronda Rousey. I didn't know...
That was the shit.
I didn't know what that girl had said about her father. That was the first... Like, when you said that last night, that was the first time I had heard that.
Oh, yeah,
no,
that girl...
Say it, or like, one of our friends said it. They came over last night. That she said something about her dead father. And you don't do that. That's
Why
the
would
thing.
you do that?
Ronda already hates you just by virtue of the fact that you guys are going to fight. Why would you throw fuel on that fire by talking about her family? Like, she already just feels like, if I step into the ring with you, I want to like kill you, hurt everyone that like loves you. That's what her mindset is. So I don't understand why she thought that was a good idea strategically. Trying to do some like psychological warfare.
Well, when she knocked her out and Rogan said she went down like she got hit by a sniper, immediately that goes in his all-time fucking quotes. Everybody in our living room bursted out laughing because she looked like she got shot.
She did. She fell over in that weird posture where like you sort of end up falling on your neck. Yeah, bent over at the waist and your ass up in the air, like on your knees. It's just terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
Like somehow your legs stay awake longer than your upper body, and you just go in. Look, I respect anybody who goes into that fucking thing, but
Absolutely.
like, why the fuck would you go in and say all that shit?
Not a good idea. So she learned. She learned. Ronda disciplined her.
I usually root for an underdog, especially when someone's so dominant. You just want to see a fight or whatever. But once she said all that shit about her dad, I was like, all right, you know what? You have to. I was actually upset that she didn't get to beat her longer.
Yeah, because she deserved another like 34 seconds of getting. I
felt like the third punch. Sure. She had a look on her face like, "Oh fuck!" And I think I said, "This is already over."
I feel like that knee too kind of like caught her off guard. I think she got a little winded when she got her that like left knee to the body. She looked kind of like, oh,
not for nothing. I would have started crying.
Yeah.
Once I got my wind back. Why did you do that? Well, I don't know. I can't find the question. I don't see one here. I've been listening to your podcast years. That's the Russia one.
Fucking Ronda Rousey, just dumb. It's the same thing every time now. It's just the same. Like, she's probably not going to fight for another couple years. There's no other woman that's lined up ready to fight Ronda Rousey, is there? Like, I don't know. My friend said she does have another. He thinks maybe she'll fight again in another 6 months or so. But like, I don't know. Who out there can take her?
I don't give a shit. Just stick somebody else in front of her. It's fucking amazing to watch. I don't give a fuck to be like, oh, you gotta do the pay-per-view. It's only 30-something seconds. It's like you're watching a legend. You're watching she's already a legend at this point. and you're watching her. I don't even think she's in her prime. She used to do the armbar thing all the time, and now she came in.
No armbar. I
knocked
like
her the
that.
fuck out.
Yeah, she did. She just knocked her fucking block off.
Yeah. It was great. It was enjoyable. Totally fucking enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let me. I can't find the fucking question here. I like better when I bring you on in the end, because then we ride it out. Because I always feel weird, like having you swing by, like we don't live together. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, if you can find it, we'll do it on Thursday.
Okay. Well, here's something for you. You leaving?
Yes.
I was going to talk about that paleo diet. Those people try to just tell us the whole thing. That
do you want to do paleo?
I think it's fucking hilarious.
Why? It's just eating meat and vegetables. That's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. But here, this fucking thing here. Oh, by the way, so do you hope that the United States extradites this dentist back to Zimbabwe? Do you feel like he should do 10 years in prison, in a hardcore prison? He's going to get butt raped.
I think he should be fined probably a lot. Like a lot.
No, fuck that. I think he should be taken back. At some point, you got to put a value on animals' lives.
I agree. So wait, you're saying he should go to jail?
I think he should. I don't think he should go to the hardcore one.
Right.
I think that he should go to the jail, be in protective custody, and through his 10 years, he should have to fix everybody's teeth.
I think
for free.
He should work in an animal sanctuary, like cleaning up all like the shit and everything.
You can't have that. You can't have that. That's like having a pedophile work at a kindergarten. Eventually, he's going to fucking kill some. He's going to. He's not going to be able to. That's like, well, I mean, to me, do you know? I got to tell you something.
Wait a second. There's not some law in place about him going and killing that animal. Because shouldn't there already be something?
No, there is, but
like
he left the country. He left the country. He's back here.
Right,
so now he's got to get the United States to send one of their own. Now, the United States, we're not going to send the guy because that's one of our guys. He's got the barcode on the back of his neck, and he's not making us any fucking money. If he's by us, I mean the Illuminati guys. You know what I mean? He's not paying any fucking income tax or any of that type of shit. He's not walking around, saying what he's supposed to be saying because he got it out of his TV. You need that zombie. You need that guy. He's a big game hunter. That guy, he's going to be on the side of those. I got to be honest with you. I totally respect hunting. I think it's the shit. I love animals too, but I think if you go out and you hunt and then you do it for food or whatever, or you're doing it to learn how to do it, I respect that. Go shoot a fucking deer. There's a zillion of them. They're like mosquitoes. But like to go out there and shoot a lion, a leopard, these beautiful fucking animals with it. Dude, believe me, if there was if there was herds of lions running along the prairies, I mean, that's what we would have on the 4th of July, but we're not. We fucking killed all of them. And I think there's really something what this guy does, I don't lump all hunters into.
Did he go out on his own? Was he like this rogue?
No, he hired these guys.
I was going to say he hired people, right? So he had people who knew the terrain.
And those guys are busted. Those guys are going to trial, and they're staring at 10 years.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah, and being a bottom.
I was going to say, I know he paid somebody like an exorbitant amount of money in order to do that. He didn't just go out there on his own.
Yeah, it was incredibly stupid of the people who lived there. And this fucking guy, I don't know, he must have had the size of that duffel bag that he must have put the fucking head in. It's
I love how you're obsessed with the whole, how does the head travel from Zimbabwe to America?
What do you do?
I don't know. I don't know how you take a head across.
Put it up his ass like those drug mules.
You know how we have to fill out those little cards when we travel? We travel internationally. It's like, are you bringing any fruit or any like wildlife or any like plants or shit like that?
I got an elephant's head in my duffel bag. Do you mind if I look in your bag, sir? Yes, I do. Do you have any liquids in there? No, it's all been drained. And he's sharp object. You can't do any of that with the. I actually think there's something fucking wrong with you if you have to go around and kill the most deadliest animals to human beings, like walking around doing that shit. I feel like that was an old school, like Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I'm an insecure guy, and like, you see that?
Isn't it about like conquering this like foreign land? Like, isn't that the whole thing? It's like you sort of take over the people and the neighborhoods and like the countries and then like kill all their wildlife. Isn't it all about like, I'm the big man and I can just sort of control nature as well as man?
I don't know what it's about, but I can tell you. The only thing I'll give him props was is he used a crossbow. You know, but of course, you know, it had the fucking laser pointer and shit. But like, I
think America has bigger problems than rich people shooting lions.
Meaning what? They shouldn't pay attention to this?
I just think there's more important things to rally behind. I don't really care. I mean, I don't.
You don't give a fuck about a lion? I give a shit about this.
Yeah, of course, I care about lions, but I care about human beings more.
Who do you care more about, lions or Snoop Lion?
Snoop Lion. Yeah, I care more about Snoop Lion than an actual lion. Yeah,
Is it because he has two animal names?
Yeah, it's extra
Snoopy
cute.
and Lion?
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's right that he's going over there and hunting lions. It's completely wrong. But I think that I
think he should be turned over.
Given everything that's going on right now, I can't bring myself to.
What's going on right now? What's going on?
Just in terms of like climate, in terms of like politically, racially, all that stuff I was telling you how I'm afraid for my brother to drive
political
cross country.
and racial climate.
Yeah, I care more about that than a lion in Zimbabwe. I do. That's just how it goes. But I love lions. Why are you looking at me like that? It's not that confusing.
No, I'm just fascinated by I was interested. I was sitting there looking at I think animals are more important than people at this point.
I feel like that's a lot of people's reaction. They get so upset over animals.
I think it's
they should,
but I think it's
weird where people place their ire when it comes to rights. I just sometimes feel like the rights of animals seem to be worth more than the rights of some people, and I think that's fucked up.
I don't.
No? You care more about lions? You care more about a lion than Snoop Lion?
I like animals.
I care more about Snoop Lion than a lion.
I got nothing against Snoop. It was a bad... I just said
funny,
it was Snoop Lion.
It's funny, though.
No, I just think that there's too many of us. And
you would definitely rather be in a room full of animals, I think, than a room full of people.
No, I wouldn't. I don't live with animals. I don't. And I like people. There's just too many of us. And the fact that we don't think we're animals is bizarre to me. Okay. Because we behave way worse than they do. Way worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've completely, bears don't change rivers and straighten them out and fucking poison them and build nuclear. But we're fucking animals. We're animals.
Right.
Torture shit, kill shit to kill shit. We lie and cheat and shit. I'm an animal. We're fucking awful.
But in the same scenario,
there's too many of us.
If I had to choose between that dentist guy and a lion, because you said, would I choose a lion or Snoop Lion? And I said, Snoop Lion. But if I had to choose between a lion and that dentist guy, I would choose the lion.
Racist. All right, Nia, thank you for being here. What if Snoop Lion killed a lion?
That would be hard.
But what if he just sort of in that lazy, laid back fucking voice justified it?
I don't know. I just don't see Snoop.
He gave you an autographed CD
in any situation where he would kill a lion, because he's not going to go. He's not going to fuck with animals.
You know what? He wouldn't.
That. No, because we don't do that.
I mean, you don't do that.
We don't do that. You guys like to do that whole
racist
fucking with animals thing. I mean, listen.
We do. White people like to fuck with animals.
These shows about like wilderness and survival and like Naked and Afraid. It's like, I mean, there was one black dude that I saw in the commercial, but like for the most part, and you can always find one person that's going to be the exception to the rule, but it's like, I don't know why white people feel like they need to constantly like fuck with animals or like be out in nature naked. Like we've evolved past that. Like, why are you doing it? I don't get it.
Because we're bored.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't have a cause. We're not being oppressed. It's just...
So you need something to give you that sort of adrenaline rush or something?
16 hours a day. That's why we jump around and flip around on skateboards and shit. We're bored.
Oh, Jesus. That's so terrible.
I'm not saying it's terrible. We're just bored. Generally speaking, white people...
Remember I showed you that
of a certain income, we're bored.
Where there's a white guy like standing on like a cliff, like in, I don't know, like the Grand Canyon or someplace really fucking scary. And it's like, white people will do shit like this, but then they'll like cross the street when walking on the same side with like a black person. But they'll stand on the ledge of some fucking, cliff or like Mount Everest. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you trying to prove with all that? Wrestling gators in the bayou? Like, what the fuck is,
I love all that.
Why?
An Australian fucking accent, and then you brought up the bayou in fucking New Orleans.
But like, why? Really though? Just with the nature and the fucking with animals. Why do you do that?
I mean, can't you do that with every culture and race? Be like, why do you do that?
I suppose, but I feel like white people really like push the envelope in terms of these extreme experiences in nature, and like I don't know.
Because we don't have any gangs.
White people have gangs. What are you talking about?
But they're like official.
There are many white gangs.
No, but like, okay, name them. Jesse James gang.
The Ku Klux Klan. That's a gang.
The fucking.
White people have gangs. Come on, like in certain areas, like
No, we have groups.
Groups?
But like we don't have
clubs.
We have clubs,
organizations,
groups, governments. We have shit
governments. Those are your gangs.
But our shit is like mainstream.
Okay.
I remember a long time ago, I got in this fucking hilarious talk with Patrice. Can you push that thing so it's not rattling over there?
Oh my God, this whole AC situation
is what? We live in an old house, okay? The fucking heaters rattle a little bit that we run the AC through. Hey,
freezing in here.
Oh goodness, you got a fucking Afghan on.
I know, and I'm still cold.
All right, so I got into this hilarious argument one day. Like, Patrice, when he used to just get sick of white people, he just would stop coming down to the club for a little bit. And then sometimes he would call me up and vent.
About white people?
No, he would vent at me representing white people. So one time, I'm sitting at home, just being white, hanging out. Having a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The phone fucking rings. I pick it up. I'm like, hello. And he just goes, Bill. He goes, what do white people do? He didn't even say hello. I go, what do you mean? He goes, what do you do? I'm like, I was like, did you just get pulled over by a cop? Like, where's this coming from? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do we do? Like, what? He's like, what do you do?
Like, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, he's like, black people, we do this, we do that. Mm-hmm. What do you guys do? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're going.
That's hilarious.
Like you say, yeah. But the thing about it is,
how did you answer him?
I fucking answered him like, I go, what do you mean? What do we do? You just don't recognize our shit is mainstream. Mm-hmm. It's like hiding in plain sight, so you don't see it. So you don't think that there's any sort of culture or anything. Like, what do we do?
Oh.
You look at skateboarding, okay? That came from surfing, when the fucking waves weren't there. Next thing you know, skateboarding and totally evolved into what that is.
Wasn't that something that like Polynesian people were doing?
Stock car racing.
Wait.
I'm not going to sit here and have you try to tell me that white people didn't come up with anything.
I'm just
fucking
asking.
Do that all the fucking time. Didn't the fucking Eskimos invent ketchup? Shut up.
But I don't know.
Skateboarding? Polynesians came up with skateboarding?
No, but skateboarding.
I saw the documentary. It was Dogtown and Z-Boys in a fucking empty swimming pool in Santa Monica.
But I thought skateboarding came from surfing, and then surfing come from Polynesian people? I don't know. I could be wrong.
You thought what?
Didn't surfing come from like indigenous people?
No, I'm talking about skateboarding.
I know, but that skateboarding came from surfing. It was sort of derived of that culture, right? So I'm saying, but didn't surfing come from?
So you're saying white people don't get credit for skateboard?
I didn't say that. I was just asking who came up with a thing that inspired skateboarding. I'm just wondering. I'm not. What?
I thought this is like literally. Then this becomes the argument I ended up having with Patrice. All right, stock car racing. Stock car racing.
Okay,
that came out of moonshining.
What is that? Stock car racing.
Basically, back during Prohibition, when alcohol was fucking illegal.
Right.
What you would do is, if you were fucking bringing illegal booze, moonshine,
right?
Cross state lines and all that type of shit. You wanted a fast car, but you didn't want it to look fast. Mm-hmm. So what you did was it looked like a stock car you got from Detroit. That just looks like a Chevy. That looks like a Ford. But underneath the fucking hood, you souped the fucking thing up, and you were able to outrun the cops. And the cops didn't have fucking radios back then. Gotcha. So these guys that did this shit, all right, would talk shit about how my car is faster than your car. No, it isn't. Blah, 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 blah. So they started racing, and that started stock car racing. Mm-hmm. That's a cultural fucking thing.
Okay.
So then it's on fucking TV. So I started listing all of that shit. And he was actually going, he said, I think at one point he said, good answer, is what he said. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not asking for your approval. This whole fucking conversation is annoying.
Is stock car racing like something that's very important to people? Like, is it like a big deal? I don't know.
No,
You're already looking at me.
Because I know what you're going to do.
I came out wrong.
Right.
I think I came out wrong.
No, I'm not even going to get into this conversation.
How big
and then we're going to go to music, and then everything in music is somehow going to go back to the fucking blues, like Beethoven heard the fucking blues and the fucking Irish music and all that. Like, well, if you actually, then Nas will be like, well, it all came from the pyramids, and black people built those. How would you know that? How would you know that? Because you went to I'mRight.com and you fucking read shit that said you guys did it. Like, that is the dumbest shit. Like, that whole fucking credit thing is so fucking stupid.
But Egyptians are in Africa, so that's African, so that's black people.
I know. It isn't. No, they're not.
Aren't they?
They're African.
Yeah, so that's my point.
Yeah.
So we're
so
on
like
the same
when
page.
you see an Egyptian guy,
right?
You think that guy looks like you.
I don't know. I feel like some of them are really
all right.
dark-skinned.
So I'm French, German, and Irish.
You're French?
So yeah, I have a little bit of French, but I'm mostly German,
Really?
Irish. Let me finish.
Oh.
So I'm European.
Uh-huh.
So me and Italians, yeah, we're on the same fucking page. So Ferrari, yeah, that was us. That was us. Those pasty freckle guys, we did that shit. Give me a fucking break.
No, you guys invented like vodka and stuff like that. Right?
No.
No? Irish? Russians, sorry.
I don't
Whiskey?
know. I don't know the history of any of that
Whiskey?
shit. I
Is
didn't
more
want
of
to
a-
get. I didn't want to get into this fucking debate.
It's more of a
Yeah.
German Irish whiskey. What's the other ones? Bourbon? No, is that an American thing?
Bourbon. Well, Scotch.
Yeah, there you
Scotch
go.
is from Scotland. Bourbon's from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Whiskey was.
But Egypt is in
now,
Africa.
But now it's from
I
everywhere.
think was Nas's point. Was that a true thing that
Yeah,
he
but
said?
Africa is a fucking continent.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a race.
True. It's a continent.
There you go. So, like, can Irish people take credit for shit that happens in Romania? Because they're all European?
I feel like there's a reason why this is different, but I don't know why. So I'm not going to answer that question. But I feel like...
Can I fucking have that written on a T-shirt, please?
Like, I feel like an Egyptian person...
What the fuck
would
kind
they
of answer was
necessarily
that?
say, I'm African, or would they say, I'm Egyptian? They would probably say, I'm Egyptian.
Yeah, Egyptian.
But I don't know enough about... All I know is that all this shit is in Africa. So
Have you met anybody over in Europe saying I'm European?
No.
They go, I'm French.
That's true.
I'm Swiss.
Yeah.
Swish? I'm Swiss. This is like a toxic, this always becomes a toxic conversation when
Okay, we'll stop
credit.
then.
No, I'm not talking about you and me. I'm just saying, because I don't want to stir up everybody, because it's very easily.
late, yeah.
It can go off the rails and it becomes
Yeah.
this big fucking race. You're a fucking racist and all this type of
Yeah.
shit.
Resist the urge to read too much into this, people.
Anyways. I'm just.
So stock cars is a big accomplishment for white people, is what you were saying.
No. I'm not saying it's a big. Wow. You know what I hate about this conversation? What I hate about this conversation
Sorry. I know. You
is
feel like you
that
can't come
I
back.
can't say
in the
anything.
same way.
I can't
I
fucking
know.
say anything. If I
You
say
feel like
anything,
you can't come back and say
that's
anything.
true though.
It's
If
gonna
I
go
say
too
anything,
far.
then all of a sudden it's this, and this. There's a whole bunch of shit that I'm leaving off because I'll be called a fucking elitist. Okay, what do? We fucking pretend to go to the moon. That's what we do. The space shuttle. That's the shit. You just see it on TV. That's some shit that we did. I mean, that's kind of a cool.
No, it's amazing.
I
But,
know
like,
the astronauts
also-
weren't rapping. They didn't have their spacesuits hanging off their asses. I know that. The
You
kids
weren't-
didn't want, but the
you weren't
kids,
the coolest,
but the kids still wanted to do it. Get the fuck out of here! They went. Chuck
I'm
Yeager
fucking
is cooler than any
around.
motherfucker out there. Give me a
fucking
break.
around with you. I'm just getting your goat because I see you wanting to leap out of your skin right now.
Can I say something? Can I say something right now?
Interesting, but like,
I fucking hate when you do that.
What?
My brother used to do that.
Do what?
You just say shit to get me going. I'm being honest with you, and I'm saying what I'm feeling. Don't just be sitting. You think I
All
can't
right,
say
I'm
some
sorry.
shit to get you going?
I know you can. You do all the time. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mocked stock car racing or any of that stuff. That wasn't nice.
Yeah, the thing, you know what the fucking, one of the greatest things about stock car racing
Okay.
is what's going, the level of intellect in the pit versus across the racetrack sitting in the stands. That's why I love going to car races.
And is that why people think
Because-
that you're elitist or something?
No, because you got these guys, like, what the fuck they have to do? Because it's so regulated now, just to try to squeeze it in a fucking hundredth of a second to try and win this fucking race. The level of science, physics, and all that shit that's involved that these guys, the fucking egghead shit that's going on in there, and then right across the track is just fucking. I don't know. I went to the Indianapolis 500 2 years in a row. I went to drag racing. Do you know in between races, they pull the whole fucking engine out and rebuild the whole goddamn thing? In between races, there's a whole team of guys.
Why?
I don't know why, because it matters that much. Everything has to be brand new.
Okay.
Like that cool song you guys made up, right? Brand new, brand new. Everything, sorry. Everything has to be fucking because if it isn't a brand new fucking engine, the amount of money that could cost you, that split second it cost you was a different, like, six figures amount of money.
Wait a minute. That's what they're doing when they stop and all the guys run over and they're like...
No. In drag racing.
They're changing the engine? I thought they were just like putting a little more air in the tires and like wiping off the windshield.
No. I'm not talking... I'm sorry.
Put some oil in something, maybe?
No. In that type of racing...
Gentlemen, start your engines.
That's right. And then they hang one of those little air fresheners from the rearview mirror.
Right.
No, I'm talking about in drag racing. Okay. You know those long, skinny cars with the big fucking tires, then they got the parachute comes out in the back?
Yeah.
The engine sits behind the driver.
I've seen that,
They finally figured out to do that after years of them trying to see around it.
Why do they have a parachute, though? Don't they have brakes?
They do, but it's going 300 miles an hour.
Oh, so you need all the help you can get.
And they don't have flaps to put it down, and you can't reverse the engine like a plane.
I see.
And they're landing faster than a fucking 747. But it doesn't weigh as much, but that's all the fucking physics.
Okay.
And it's also probably, if they stop quicker, they don't have to fucking make as big of a track, and that saves the guy who owns the track money. All of this shit. All of this fucking nerdy egghead shit. All right?
Okay. So
this is what white people do. They get on a fucking they get on a dirt bike and they figure out how to go off a ramp and flip in the air 2 times over and they land into foam and they figure out how to do that and then they try to land. Yeah, we're bored. Mm-hmm. We're fucking bored. White people need gangs again. Like if you notice, like white people.
I thought we weren't going to get into all this.
In the 20s. When you had the gangs in New York, was that the 1800s? I don't fucking know, right? We would, you know what it was?
Boy.
I know I could really trash.
Yeah.
I could really trash white people right now. I could really say some mean shit about us. Once the genocide in this country was over and there was nothing left, we just got bored and we just started fucking with animals. There's really something.
Evil about
wrong.
white people? I mean, I just feel like you're always trying to like take over something or like oppress somebody or like hurt someone. Like, why?
I would say this.
Please explain.
I don't think it's a white thing. It is an opportunity thing.
Uh-huh.
And
so if there's
most
an opportunity
people,
for
well, if you notice, look at this business.
Yeah.
If you look at most people in this business, you see when they get a little something, how it affects them. Some people are fine with it. A lot of people, when they get a little bit of power, I'm talking just getting a fucking, enough money to have your little personal assistant, Mm-hmm. I asked for decaf, they start doing shit like that, right? And you're talking about such a fucking basic level. Mm-hmm. When you get to the upper echelon, when you're talking about like, you're going to start a fucking war and you're actually going to profit off of it. I mean, and you go into those fucking parties where everybody wears a mask and you sort of walk away from your wife and come back later and act like you didn't fuck 40 women on a pile of gold. Like, human beings can't have to be kept in check. We can't handle that level of power. So, as fucked up as white people look, if you really read a little bit, I know you read all the time, but if you read about, you go over to Asia, there's some characters over there that will give white people a run for their money.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a very arrogant fucking attitude. Why don't you read it first?
Okay, I will.
Yeah, check out some of the stuff, Go over there and bring up Japan with anybody who doesn't live in Japan about some of the shit that they did.
I really want to go to Japan, though.
I know, because you saw Lost in Translation, and you're not going to read about it. And you're going to keep thinking that white people.
That's not the reason why
Listen.
It's definitely.
I used to do a bit in my F saying that white people are the Jordans of evil. Like every group has their Hitlers. I don't know, we're innately good at it.
Don't you want to go to Japan though? Don't you want to see Tokyo? I heard it's incredible.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I love the food and all that. I'm not singling out Japan either, like they're any fucking worse than anybody else, but they got some characters over there that have done some things.
Well,
just
hopefully
you insulted them a little bit.
Between like the stock car racing and everything else, like hopefully you guys will come back from, the brink, because I feel like your PR rep is asleep at the wheel.
What do you mean? Listen, one of the great things about being white is you just don't give a shit what other people think about you. Really?
Clearly.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think. Why would I give a shit? You know what I mean?
Where's the question that was supposed to be asked?
I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, I went easy on you, by the way. With skateboarding and stuck, I went easy.
Okay.
I could have, the other shit you bring up, though, then it's considered fucking racist, even if it happened.
I see.
Well, we would have done that if we had the opportunity. Right? Isn't that what all the women say?
I don't know.
I would have bench pressed 600 pounds if I was allowed to go to a gym. Oh, my God. How funny was it last night? We're not going to name names here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But after the fight, when my buddy, me and my buddy are hanging out. I'm in my late 40s. He's in his early 50s. Fuck you. Mm-mm. I'm not going to say anybody's name. Mm-mm. No? Mm-mm. No? Mm-mm. No?
No.
Nia?
Bill?
Nia?
Bill?
Oh, God, you're such a fucking party pooper. That was just the generation gap there. It was fucking hilarious. All right. All right, I got to do some advertising here before you fucking...
All right, I'll leave you
to it. Oh, my God, it's almost an hour over. It's almost a 50.
An hour over?
No, I'm saying the hour's almost over. I have like fucking verbal dyslexia. I can't even talk. So you're going to walk out of here and you just don't think white people have done anything? Not culturally. Is there anything that we get credit for artistically that Spike Lee or some other grumpy guy with black frame glasses isn't going to come along and say, well, actually, Pine Top Johnson fucking did that originally.
I feel like you guys probably were the ones that started like using like a jug, like blowing on a jug as an instrument. Hey, like I feel like that sounds like a white invention. Not invention, but just like blowing on it somehow, like.
Will you stop with this passive-aggressive
like drinking
horseshit?
like all the moonshine? Remember you talked about moonshine earlier? Like drinking moonshine and then putting it down and going, whoo, that was a lot of moonshine. And it was like, oh, that makes a whoo, 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 whoo. And then you came up with that.
I'm really starting to wonder why you married me. Well,
okay, I'm going to leave you to do your advertising now.
Okay. Why don't you go read up on some things? Oh. How smart was that? I did not take the bait. Didn't take the bait. All right, Dollar Shave Club, everybody. I got to tell you, shaving the old way sucks a lot. It hurts. You lather up with cheap foam, wincing as hair is scraped from your face with those old worn-out razors you won't throw away because they cost so damn much. Not anymore. Dollar Shave Club sends amazing razors for a few bucks. What? Sends amazing razors to you. Where is that in the copy? Sends amazing razors for a few bucks. I guess they're just happy with that. And when you use them with their members only Dr. Hobbies Easy Shave Butter, it completely changes the game. Forget foam. This stuff is the real deal. It's magic. Something happens when you put it on that's hard to describe, but I swear to God, within 20 minutes, you're going to have it on your dick. It's the most gentle, peaceful shave imaginable. You barely know you're shaving. Other shaving products can leave your face feeling dry and tight. It's awful. But Dr. Carvey's Easy Shave Butter is high-quality stuff just like their razors. It's got organic, all-natural ingredients like pear cactus and black willow bark. I've never heard of any of that shit. So your skin feels fresh and smooth. Yeah, nothing like putting some cactus and bark on your face to feel moisturized. I guess it's the juices. They put it in a blender. I don't know. Dr. Carvey's Easy Shave Butter from Dollar Shave Club is like nothing you've tried. Dr. Carvey's Easy Shave Butter. Just one more reason to try dollarshaveclub.com. Do it today at dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. Hey! dollarshaveclub.com/Burr. Oh, here it is. There it is. Me undies. No more sweaty balls. Ba-do-do-do. Me undies. Wear 'em at the Taj Mahal. And moon the people and rub your ass on the fucking stairs. You don't ever care when you got that shit up against your balls. You feel nice and confident. Oh, yeah, they even got them for the ladies. No more sweaty clams. All right, we all know how sexy confidence can be. And that confidence comes from being comfortable. But how great can you feel if your underwear is wrinkling and riding up? MeUndies gets it, and that's why we've created the world's most comfortable underwear for a daily dose of confidence. Hey, Mia, get back in there for a second. When you look good, you feel great. It's a cliche because it's true. MeUndies understands this, and that's why they've designed underwear that makes you look and feel fantastic. MeUndies is made from modal, a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton. Oh, it's 10 times harder to read. That's twice as soft as whatever your underwear you're wearing right now. MeUndies has tons of colors and styles, and the only place to get matching pairs for men and women. They even have a new design every month, plus we all, those poor kids, plus we all know that paying for shipping sucks, so MeUndies has removed that from the equations. All orders in the U.S. and Canada ship for free. MeUndies even have a money-back guarantee. If you don't love your first pair, you get to keep it for free. You literally have nothing to lose. To sweeten the deal, MeUndies is your 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/Burr. That's a special offer for just my listeners. Make sure you go to MeUndies.com/Burr to get 20% off your first order, and so that we know that they know that we sent you. Also, Nia, the whole all hot rodding and all that type of shit that started out here. That's another white thing that we did that I'm sure Spike Lee's fucking great grandfather did first, but didn't get credit.
What is it?
Oh, that whole. Hey, wait, sorry. No, like that whole fucking thing where you take an old car and you fucking.
Yeah,
all of that stuff. Is that considered cool on any level? Or are we blowing into a jug there?
You gotta admit that was pretty fucking good, though.
No, it was fucking great.
Did you really call me back in there for that?
No, we got questions.
Oh, you found it.
I got the questions.
Oh, okay.
Legals, I'm just gonna be peppering you as I slowly. The personal computer, nerds. That's a whole scene, right? That's a cool scene. Nerds with computers. Whiskey, right?
Right.
How about the Earl of Sandwich? We came up with sandwiches. That was cultural. You guys eat sandwiches all the time. You stole that from us. You don't see us bitching every time you have a sandwich, do you? LegalZoom. Every time you get in the car, we go, we invented that, by the way. Thought Elvis was bad. He didn't write a song every day. You drive that shit every day. All right, LegalZoom. Do you want the government to decide what happens to your property and minor children? Jesus Christ, no, I don't. All right, LegalZoom, scaring you right out of the gate.
Not my minor children.
Do you know what your last meal's going to be? If not, make the commitment to protect your family with the last will or living trust today. It's National Make-A-Will Month every month at LegalZoom.com, and doing the right thing has never been easier. They have created a better way for you and your spouse to take control of your family's future. And this is such a great thing because making out a will is a fucking pain in the ass. You never have no idea how much shit you have.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
What you really want to do is just give it to one person. You figure it out.
Yeah.
They come and they fucking piss on your grave. They've created a better way for you and your spouse to take control of your family's future. Check out LegalZoom's new last will and living trust bundles. What does that mean? Like the whole family can write a will at once? That's funny.
Don't laugh.
No, little bundles of wills. Oh, they're adorable. Everybody's going to die someday. That doesn't mean it can't be cute. We got last wills and living trust bundles. Who's little baby Will? Come over here, Willie. The more you plan ahead with wills and trusts and powers of attorney, the more you save. Even if you're confused about all the options, don't let that hold you back. You can use their online resources and estate planning tool to help you figure out what you need, or get more specific guidance from the LegalZoom's network of independent attorneys in most states, since they're not a law firm. Don't procrastinate when it comes to protecting your family. Get legal help you can count on at LegalZoom.com today. Don't forget to enter Burr in the referral box and to check out and save even more. That's LegalZoom.com, promo code Burr, LegalZoom.com, promo code Burr. Hey! LegalZoom.com, promo code Burr. I always yell hey now because it's so ridiculous that you got to say all these 3 times. So you got to pretend somebody's not listening. All right. Come to Russia. All right. I figure this is a travel one. Maybe you could be into this.
Okay.
Irish sweaters. We invented that. Everybody's neck was cold until white people came along and started knitting. Come to Russia. Hey, Billy, Kami, Redfoot, you guys started barbecuing. You started that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we took that from you.
Yep.
We didn't take it from you. We just influenced. You're still allowed to do it. I never understood that. You took it from us. What about all those blues musicians? They never heard music before? They never heard da-na-na-na, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-do-da-da-ba. They just slowed it down.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Beethoven played all those blues notes.
Beethoven?
Yeah.
Was Beethoven an American?
He was white.
Oh, okay. You're still
I'm talking about music.
All right. Okay. Can we just move on to the question?
Come on,
please?
I like this. This shit's fun to me. You didn't think that was funny? Bum, 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 bum. No? So really, look, there's really only 7 notes. So everybody kind of played everybody's show. Shut up, ukulele face. All right, come to Russia. Hey, Billy, Kami, Redface. I've been listening to your podcast for over a year now, and I was really excited to hear about your Eastern European tour next year. But I'm pretty sure you don't even think about going to Russia. Yeah, I do. Moscow. It's right near the Baltic states. I'm going to try to go to Lithuania and fucking those other 2 ones that are there. Estonia. That's 2 out of 3. That's not bad for an American.
Okay.
And Balamak. I can go to Moscow.
Sure.
Motley Crue went there. You ready to party in Moscow? Remember that on MTV? Hair metal scene.
Oh, white people definitely came up with that.
Yeah, dressing up like a lady and singing rock and roll. Santa Claus came up with that.
I thought Santa Claus was like I don't know.
Is Santa Claus black?
No, it's from another country, though. It's not
I was going to
American.
say, that'd be the corniest name ever for a black guy. All right. Hey, Billy, Kami, Redfest, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure you never think about Russia. I know it's very unlikely for an English-speaking comedian to visit us, but Dylan Moran and Eddie Izzard did it but Eddie Izzard probably did it in Russian. Guys like Albert Einstein telling jokes. Did it a couple of years ago, and it turned out great. Well, if you decide to come here after all, you should bring Nia. Sorry, my eyes went to Nia, and I saw the end. You should bring Nia.
Okay.
And visit St. Petersburg, not only because that's the second largest city in Russia, and I live there, but because of the beautiful architecture. Lots of museums. I hate museums. I hate museums. Fucking going there looking at plates and shit. This is a spoon somebody used in the 1500s. Oh, yeah. You can see the beginning of the microwave in this structure. And all that crap. I think she'd love it here. I also hope you'll at least consider St. Pete, as it's not far away from Scandinavia, and everything here has become way cheaper for tourists because of our weak currency. Now, I was in St. Petersburg. Didn't that used to belong to Finland? And they beat Russia in World War II, but they were down with Hitler, and then they had to give up that part? Or is that something else?
I have no idea.
That's right. Yeah. Why would you?
But if we go there and Pussy Riot is playing somewhere, I'd love to check them out.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do what?
Go see Pussy Riot in Brooklyn with some fucking nerdy white kid that wants to be naked on TV for 6 months. That's what you do. You don't see it in Russia where you get arrested for showing your clam. You can't show your clam in Russia. On the unrelated note, I subscribed to Netflix just to watch your show last December because you just couldn't stop bitching about the pirating. Like how he turns it around on me like I'm the asshole. And Netflix is not even available in Russia, so I have to use the VPN and shit. Oh, poor fucking baby. He goes, see how much we love you here? Please come to our beautiful and totally not hostile country and see it for yourself. That's not what a cab driver told me when I was over there in Europe. Said you got to be careful in Moscow after dark. But then again, you got to be careful here. Please come to our beautiful, totally not always. Yeah, what the fuck?
I would love to see St. Petersburg. I think that would be really cool.
You know, it'd be funny if it's a totally fucked up city and this guy hates me and he just lures me over there and beats me over the head with my mixer. All right, female coach. Hey, Billy Buttkiss. Thoughts on the Cardinals hiring a female coach? I hear she can take a hit. Think she's got what it takes, or is it a publicity stunt?
What does that mean, take a hit?
I think it's football. I had no idea that they did it.
You didn't read about this? I
tapped that on the news during Hillary Clinton, Bruce Jenner, and somewhere around there. I've been too busy to watch anything on the news.
I heard that there was a woman that was hired to be an NFL coach, but I don't follow football, so that seems like a very big deal.
Why?
Because they've never had a female coach before.
Yes, but how is that going to affect wins and losses?
It probably won't matter what gender you are. You have to be a good coach.
Thing.
Yeah. But it's still like it's never been done before, so it's historical, right?
Yes, it is. It is historical.
We have yet to learn any lessons, if any, just yet. But it's a big deal that it's happening.
It's a publicity stunt. It's not a publicity stunt. I'm not saying she's not qualified, but this is what the NFL is, a corporation, and every quarter they have to have a gain. That's just how a corporation works, and they're trying to make more money. So they have reached every possible fucking football fan. All right? They did that years ago. So then they started bringing in people like Britney Spears to sing during the Super Bowl, just trying to get people hooked on it. And then they wear pink for a whole fucking month. Now they're trying to get in with the ladies. They're trying to get more. I think it's a business move. That's going to be disguised as forward thinking. I'm not saying she's bad and not qualified or anything, but I just think that that's why they're going to do that. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. If she's good and they win, then I think it's a good move. If she stinks, unfortunately, all the other women behind her will be judged. So I imagine she has a lot of pressure. It's just weird when you go into the locker room. You know what I mean? Everybody's standing there with their dicks out and shit. You know what I mean? Now they got to cover up. It's weird.
You'd rather they just be able to stand around with their dicks out and not have to worry about covering up?
Well, I mean, I don't think does the male coach walk into the females' locker room as they're sitting there taking off their sports bras?
Probably not.
They go, look, we got to get out there in the second half and shave your clamp. It's slowing you down.
Probably not.
Definitely not.
With them afterward.
Definitely not.
Not in the lot. So she probably does the same thing.
Definitely not.
She's not in there like talking to them. Like there's no way.
No, but then that hurts her as a coach.
That she can't go in there when they're standing there with their dicks out?
Because
How does that hurt her as a coach?
Because they go in there and they discuss strategy during halftime. You go into the locker room to talk about that.
Are they naked during halftime?
No, but after the game, you talk about the next week and that type of shit. But if somebody got hurt, it's a locker room. Somebody's got their dick out. It just happens. Somebody's got to take a shit at halftime. It fucking happens.
I guess that's what I was wondering. Do you have to be naked just because you're in the locker room?
Yeah, and this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to, all the adjustment. They're just going to keep adjusting it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a guy can't have his dick out in a fucking men's locker room.
Oh, the injustice of it all.
You see what I'm saying, though? You guys just keep encroaching, and then we always have to adjust to you. You guys do not adjust to us.
Well,
if you're walking into a men's locker room, there's going to be a dick out, and you're going to have to either fucking deal with it, or you have somebody go in there and take some notes.
I'm sure she's prepared to deal with any dicks that are out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh God!
I don't think she needs to worry.
You guys,
about
you guys are obsessed with us.
Well, yeah, okay. You're obsessed with keeping your dick out in the locker room. So what does that say about you?
No, I'm saying you guys are obsessed with us.
Yeah, we're totally obsessed with you guys.
Why can't you guys just start your own shit and fucking go do that?
We'll start a stock car company.
Why do you guys always have to come? It's a men's football league. If there was a women's football league, I wouldn't give a fuck. I got to get in there, stand next to some clams and discuss strategy. I'd let you have your fucking deal. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. In the most loving way ever, fuck off. Can you fuck off for 3 hours on a Sunday? Can we just have a minute? Jesus Christ. The shit that's said in a locker room, then they're going to get offended. I love it. I love that the NFL's doing this. I guarantee there's going to be something fucked up happens. There's going to be a lawsuit. Didn't that happen years ago? It happened in Boston, right? The woman went in there and these guys acted like fucking immature idiots. And then there was a lawsuit and then she had to go to New York. It was and the guy had to sell the team. It was nuts.
I don't know.
I'm talking about dicks being out in locker rooms.
Yeah.
Nothing good
very passionate
can happen about that. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Nia, I'm uncomfortable in a fucking locker room. I go to the goddamn gym. You fucking go in there, okay? You're staring at your eyelids. But eventually you're going to walk by somebody taller than you. It's going to be hanging down. You're in a men's locker room. You're going to see a dick. It just happens.
But I was going to say, men don't like talk to each other like naked in the locker room. So the other day I went to
There's always
like, that's
the
crazy.
naked guy. There's always
there?
the naked. Well, there's also a generational thing as far as being comfortable being naked around another man in a locker room.
Oh, like the old guys don't care.
They
right?
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They do. They grew up in the Little Rascals era. They had like the parents' bedroom, and then all the kids slept in the same fucking bed with a dog and like a fucking Wolverine, right? Then you had my generation. I was one of the last generations that in gym class, the guys' gym class, you went in and when you showered, it was just this communal fucking shower, and you went in there like a bunch of cattle. Fuck you. And just
no stalls or anything. Everyone's just in
went
the
in there.
center.
And
there's a bunch of like shower heads all around.
Yeah.
But no stalls. So no privacy.
And that started in 6th grade. And I remember
I've never been in a
week,
locker like that.
Yeah,
locker room like that.
The first week of gym class, only like 6 kids had the fucking balls, no pun intended, to take the shower. And they went in the shower and it was wide open. Like all the lockers were all the way around it, the school I went to. So you could, like, they walked in, that dude, and me and like, there was like 6 other guys. We were laughing like hysterically. These are kids I knew all the way through grade school, and they came walking by butt-ass naked. And that's the thing about a naked guy. It's either the funniest thing ever or absolutely terrifying, depending on the situation. And it was fucking hilarious. But after like 2-3 weeks, it was normal, and no one gave a shit. And we were part of the last like generation. We thought it was like I remember we heard like the women's gym, they had their own little private showers, which was weird to me. You'd think the guys would be fucking more weirded out. We were actually more advanced than you guys, more mature. We could all shower together and be after the first week and be mature.
I don't know if that's what that really means.
What does it mean? That
you guys are all animals.
Gay?
That you're all animals. They'll just throw you in there and hose you down.
I know. That's really what it was. Get in there, you fucking animals.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's different levels of like generational. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That guys will just, like, old guys don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And then there's the weird guy who also doesn't give a fuck. You don't know what he's doing. That guy you come walking in, right? The gym I go to, like, you can see, like, you come walking in, the lockers are to the right, and then straight ahead is, like, the sink area with the mirror and shit. And, like, you know, I walked in there one time, and there was a guy standing there completely naked except flip-flops shaving. And I walked in, I just went, really? You can't fucking just throw a towel on? Anyways, I'm just saying. Dicks be out in the locker room. All right, Big Green Egg. Hey, Bill, congratulations on the new Big Green Egg. Actually, he's had it for a couple of years. I'm not by any means an expert, but I've been experimenting since December with mine. Based on your description, we have about the same setup. Egg, the Guru with 2 probes and a fan, rib rack, etc. I also have a pan that I keep water in. Yep, I've seen that. that you put on the plate setter, right? I put it in there while I'm smoking. All right. So he says, I put it on top of the smoking plate. Yes, just like I've seen in the YouTube videos. He goes, I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes, but it seems to keep the inside of the big green egg pretty humid, and it catches a lot of the drippings. A few pointers. Keep the charcoals at the line. All right, that's the fill-up line. I think that's what they said. Soak the chips, but don't soak the chunks. You can soak the chunks, but they smoke just fine without soaking. Yeah, it's hickory. It just smokes, right? It's easy to get the big green egg hotter, but really hard to get the temperature lower if you overshoot. The temperature is all about airflow. The top vent on a slow cook, 225-ish, is cracked to about a 1/4 inch. This is what I've seen on YouTube. When you clean out the ash, make sure you have it cleaned. You've cleared all the holes on the bottom of the grill. They can usually clog up, and the big green egg won't perform like it usually does. This is if you're going to smoke something. For ribs, I've had luck with the yellow mustard spice rub combo. Dude, you watched the same fucking YouTube videos I did.
This is the video you showed me with the mustard.
Yeah, prep the ribs the night before. Make sure you remove the membrane from the ribs before you rub it down, and make sure the ribs out of the fridge and let them get to room temperature before you slap them on the smoker. It usually takes about 8 hours or so for 3 racks. I can't wait to try this. But I just set the temperature to 225 and let them go until the ribs get to 190. I wrap them in foil and let them rest about 20 minutes. Dude, I cannot fucking wait to do that. I'm going to get good at that shit. I'm going to try ribs and a pork shoulder this month, hopefully.
Oh, Cleo.
All right. Let's get through this because this thing's going to take forever for me to upload. All right. Yeah, you want to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Good to see you.
That was a fun one. I love the jug thing.
That was a good one.
The jug thing was good.
I feel pretty strongly about that joke.
You got so passive aggressive. You're like, fucking with that Ronda Rousey face when she talks about when she talks about, I always say everybody's name. Am I saying her name right? Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
All right. She fucking gets that fucking dead look on her face. Like, yeah, destruction is about to happen. All right. Eating help. Oh, by the way, most of those fights kind of stunk on that one, except for that one where the guys ended just doing the rock 'em, sock 'em, bleeding all over each other. That was just, my wife fucking freaks out when that shit happens. Not like freaking out like, oh my God, gross. She loves it. Standing up, screaming at the TV, ground and pound. Yes, I fucking love it. Lunatic. All right, eating help. Dear Bills and Roses. Hello from Wisconsin. The badges. I'm 22-year-old factory worker and guitarist. Jesus Christ. I used to work in a fucking warehouse and I played drums with a bunch of musicians. How do you guys always end up in the fucking factory? Oh, that factory's not a warehouse. Bill, just read the goddamn question. All right. I've been a fan of yours for 5 to 6 years and want to first thank you for everything you've put. All right. Nothing. Looking forward to F is for Family. Got to get that plug in there. Okay. The reason I'm writing to you is I, for my entire 22 years of existence, have had a hard gut that I never ever been able to shake off, earning myself the nickname Teapot at an early age for my short and stout appearance. Oh, God, that's hilarious. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Then they started calling you Teapot. Oh, and you started to have fantasies of murdering all of them. Anyways, I wouldn't say I'm obese, but I'm certainly starting to lose the battle of the bulge. While I get a bit of exercise from work and hit the gym once in a while, my diet is complete shit. The thing is, I was raised on takeout, fast food, and fried fats. Dude, the fact that you're not a big teapot is pretty amazing there. So that's already a victory. He says, I literally don't know how or what to eat or where to start for that matter. All right, well, I would go on the internet and I would start looking up nutrition. All right, shocker that this Wisconsin native is a shitty eater. Where most of the populations looks like they could play O-line for Mr. Rogers and the Packers. Could you please give a few days worth of meals to eat to lose pounds? I figured now is the time to get in shape. Absolutely. And attract a cutie so I can start to build my empire. All right. P.S. Tom Brady is innocent, and anyone who thinks otherwise is just upset because they have to watch their team eat shit every Sunday. Unlike our powerhouse dynasty teams. Best of luck to Brady and the Patriots organization. See that? See that what happens when you give respect to the Packers? The true New York Yankees? of the fucking NFL because they won in every fucking era other than the 20 years after Lombardi and Bart Starr. You know, they went to Lynn Dickey, the Magic Man, and then they got Brett Favre, and then it's been all good. They fucking won championships from the 1930s all the way through. I've already read off all their fucking NFL championships, Super Bowl championships, whatever championship existed, whatever era, they fucking won it. And they won more than anybody else. All right, here we go. All right. This is every day what I've been doing is I have oatmeal and a banana. I don't put anything in the oatmeal. No milk, no sugar, no honey, none of that fucking shit. I have that. And then for a snack between that and lunch, I have an apple. And then for lunch, I have a sandwich with a side salad. Sometimes I just have the meat and no bread. And that's if I weigh myself every day and I try to lose 2 to 3 pounds. And if I feel like I'm off course, I won't have the fucking bread. And then, I don't know, between like fucking lunch and dinner, I don't know what I have. I usually try to eat something healthy. If the worst thing I'll do is maybe cereal, or I'll scramble a couple of eggs. And then for dinner, I either go totally veggie or I do the protein the size of palm of my hand, I should say, and a side salad. None of this shit is groundbreaking. You can find all of that online. And I try to stop eating like around, 6-ish, around 6 o'clock. After that, I just drink water the whole night. And if I'm hungry, I have pre-cut celery sticks in the refrigerator that I will either just eat those, or if I'm really feeling kind of more hungry than that, I will have like a half a spoon or a spoonful of peanut butter. And you fucking do that and you add cardio, the fat's got nowhere to go, at least for me, and it's just been falling off my body. Although I'm still disgusting, man. I could still sit here and just grab a nice fucking handful. But whatever, man. I've lost 10.2 pounds. I'm shaving down the ham here, people. All right, Boston hates the Olympics. This is the last one. Hey there, Billy Jim Rat. I read Boston won the bid to host the 2024 Olympic Games, but the city couldn't get the citizens behind it. Apparently, Boston residents don't want the games to be held there. I thought that was weird because Boston always seems very proud of America to me. I figured they'd be stoked about hosting the games. They root for a team called the Patriots, but have little or no interest in watching America's finest athletes compete. I would like to hear your take on this, and I'd also like to know what position you take on the matter if you were living back east. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, what kind of fucking moron wants the Olympics in their town? You don't want the Olympics in your town. You want the Olympics in the city that's close to you, so you can drive to it if you want to go see it. Like, I wouldn't want it in Boston. I'd put it in Hartford. I don't want to deal with that fucking traffic. The traffic's already fucked up as it is. You don't need a bunch of people coming over here. And it's not, is it the Winter Olympics at least? Olympic hockey would be the shit, but nobody gives a fuck about track, the high jump and all of that shit. I don't want to see that. I like the Winter Olympics. And even then, fucking put it in New Hampshire. There's too much traffic in Boston. They got like 40 highways and they all fucking merge right at the TD Bank North Garden. And there's no way to go. They stuck it all underground because it's so fucking annoying to look at. And they put a park over the top of the thing and they try to act like it isn't happening. It's a complete fucking shit show. Yeah, it's a shit show when there isn't the Olympics. All right? We don't need that shit. We don't need that shit, all right? Fuck that. You want the Olympics, you take them. We'll come and visit you. You know what I mean? That's like that old analogy I said my brother taught me about having a boat. He's like, you don't want to have a boat. You want to have a friend who has a boat. Then you just show up with the 12-pack and you're a hero. And then you fucking leave at the end of the day. And he's got to deal with the barnacles and docking the fucking thing. That's the same thing with the Olympics. You don't want the Olympics in your city. The only people who want the Olympics in the city are the people that make money off of building the tents and the shit that the people, the tents, the fucking those people want it there. Nobody else wants it fucking there. And by the way, they're not the finest fucking athletes, okay? The finest fucking athletes get paid. You know what I mean? They're professional athletes. These are amateurs. It's sports open mic. Who the fuck wants to watch that and have it tie up traffic? All right, everybody. That's how I feel on that shit. I hope you enjoyed that debate, that fun debate I just had with Nia. What was I going to say? What else do I got? I keep saying it's fun, so I just please don't. If you're going to be fucking ugly about it, just write to somebody else's podcast. Just try to have a good sense of humor about the shit. Okay, we've all contributed in our own little way, culturally, racially, humanly, all of that. All right, don't be fucking morons. All right. So, anyways, that's the podcast for this fucking week. I'll check in on you on Thursday. If you'd like to donate to the podcast, just go to BillBurr.com. Click on the podcast page. Anytime you go to Amazon, you can just click on the Amazon app right there, or whatever you call it, the link. Go there, buy whatever the fuck you want to buy, and they'll kick me a little do-re-mi for, I don't know what, for driving traffic there, and then I kick a good 10% over to the St. Jude's Hospital, and everybody wins. All right, that's the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Go fuck yourselves. I'll talk to you on Thursday.